All right, back here with another episode of Keeping Up with Southside Athletics with head coach Smith. And Coach, we just had three very special young ladies in here that we interviewed. Talk about those three young ladies and what they mean to your program.
Allie Kate and Avery, they were kind of they were up and down last year. They played most of the season with the JV, and then got to come up and if there were no JV games, they'd come up and dress and get to play a little bit with the varsity and get a little bit of experience. So it's their first taste of varsity action. And then Hannah, last year was a role player on the varsity and is turned into a frontline starter before her injury. And I'll tell you this, more than anything and more than the basketball, I just love being around those three girls. All the girls, but every day they set the tone. They bring energy. They're always smiling. They're always happy. They're tough. They're probably tougher than a lot of guys. But they're three wonderful young ladies that I'm pleased and proud to be able to be their coach.
Absolutely, it means a lot. Because, unfortunately, I was on the phone with a coach today, about a 20-minute drive when I was going in between coach shows, and was talking about a guy on a team that he refuses to do what's right. He refuses to give effort. His attitude's bad. And this guy just said, hey, you're suspended indefinitely. And that's the other end of the spectrum of what you're dealing with. You're with girls who are trying, working their butts off out here, laying it on the line each and every practice, more or less game. They talked about Leah can't even go through the layup line sometimes because she's hurting so bad, and she's out there battling her butt off. Yeah. What's that like? Because the quote unquote status quo on today's modern student athlete is they're soft and they're not tested and they're not. But when you see things like that, that's the opposite of reality for her.
It is. It's the opposite of reality for every girl that has been injured that we have. Alex Machen had a shoulder injury coming into the season, and she played on it and practiced on it as long as she possibly could. We to a point where we finally had to sit down and say, listen, something's going to have to be done. And it turns out she ended up going in and having to have season-ending surgery. But she started the year on it. She would get cortisone shots, physical therapy, anything that she could do to be on the court. Hannah, after she tore her ACL, she thought everything was fine. There wasn't really any swelling or anything. She was up walking around. She goes and was in the layup line and says and realized, hey, something's not right. She's like, Coach, I can't go. But it's not one of those deals where I tweak myself. I'm gonna go get it checked out and sit out, or
broken leg.
Yes, literally. Yeah. I'm having to, not keep these girls up, but they're not trying to sit out. And then Leah, she goes through and gets cleared and comes back and practices, and then goes in against Gaston and kind of just strained a muscle a little bit, but those muscles can be tricky, and she'll take a few days off and feel okay, and she was like, I think I'm gonna try to go today, and she'll try to go, and she'll go in the layup line and try to get that first burst of speed and just can't. And, I don't have girls that are just trying to sit out. Like they are willing to do anything they can to be on the court.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you need. If you're going to go to battle, you want somebody that's going to lay it all out there on the line. Coach, we're past the county tournament. The girls, they were disappointed. You could see they was disappointed and the expectations were there. But sometimes, your Jimmies and Joes start adding up, and a lot of your Jimmies and Joes is sitting over there beside you. Things get tough. Talk about it. And you're playing a really good Hawks Bluff team.
Yep.
But, just overall county experience and from your perspective.
I absolutely love the county tournament for several reasons. It was my first experience as a head coach. I'm friends with two of the county coaches. And I'm pretty decent with a third, and then, I obviously went to Glencoe, so I know the entire coaching staff over there, and some of the coaching staff taught me. So I love that aspect of the game, of the tournament. And then you walk into a gym, especially when it gets to be semifinal night, and you see fans and people and former coaches, former players that you played against. You see people that you don't see at any other time of the year. You get to have conversations that you only get to have during the county tournament. And then to get into the game in a semifinal experience, the gym is packed on both sides. It's loud. It was my first true taste as a head coach of what tournament basketball is all about. It was obviously our girls' first experience of what tournament basketball is all about, and it's just so much fun. There's not really one bad thing I can say about the county tournament. It's competitive. The boys' side, there were 4 teams that could have won it. In the girls' side, there were probably 4 teams that could have won it. Good competitive basketball, packed out gyms. You can't beat it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, man. And atmosphere will get you ready for what you got ahead, which is the most important thing, which is the area tournament. But you got Gadsden City coming up, but not putting the cart ahead of the horse. But, Coach, what do you got to do to have the girls playing their best basketball of the year right there at the end?
Well, we've lost a few games here lately, and the message that I'm trying to preach to our girls is there's no new drill that we can do. There's no new offensive scheme that we can do to just miraculously change things. We watched film yesterday on Gadsden City, and we started counting up missed opportunities that we had, and the score of the game was 9-8 at the end of the first quarter. But if we had done and capitalized on the opportunities that we had, the score should have been 18-4 at the end of the first quarter. We go back and look at the Hoax Bluff game in the semifinals. We had more open shots than we knew what to do with. We had uncontested shot after uncontested shot. They just didn't go in. You go to Fort Payne this past week. It was this week. It was a single-digit ball game with a minute and 45 seconds left. We're in these ball games. We're competing in these ball games with teams that are, top 10 in their respective classifications. And we're Spring Garden. We competed with Spring Garden for a good portion of that game. The difference the only thing that I'm preaching to our girls is we've got to capitalize on the opportunities to score. We can't miss wide open layups. We can't miss under the basket putbacks. We can't miss free throws. Those are the types of things, because basically our team, one day our offense will be there, the next day our defense will be there.
It's like a blanket that's too small.
We're not putting all aspects of our game together in a single game to be able to consistently win. And that's what the real message that I've been preaching to our girls is, you've shown that you have the offensive capability. You've shown that you have the shutdown defensive capability. I know our girls can shoot. I know our girls can finish, but for some reason right now, those balls aren't going through the hoops, and that's the real difference. We're a good basketball team. Even with the girls that are injured, we are a good competitive basketball team. But right now, we're having a hard time putting all aspects of the game together in a 4-quarter setting. But how I feel, I couldn't be prouder of the effort, the energy, the attitude, and the just the straight up heart and grit that we show night in and night out. I know the scoreboard doesn't always show it, but that's the truth of the matter. Anybody that knows the game of basketball knows what we're trying to do and what we're trying to build as a program, and they see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Coach, before I get you out of here, man, just any final thoughts? Could be anything you'd like to talk about this time. I mean, you had so much going on, county. We dodged weather, thank goodness.
Yes.
But you got area, then the area tournament coming up in a couple of weeks. But go ahead, just anything you'd like to talk about.
Big thing is tomorrow night is our last home game, regular season home game of the year, senior night. As many people that we can get to come out and show these seniors. We only have one on our basketball team, Bailey Houston, and and then Coach Hoderfield's got a ton of seniors.
Yeah.
And
he's got a slew.
He does. But I just want to encourage everybody to come out and support and to congratulate and to give praise to those seniors that have poured 4+ years of their lives into Southside athletics. And I think it would be really, really, really good. You're going to see some quality basketball. You're going to see, both varsity games are going to be battles. I expect them to be close right down to the end. So, you're going to get entertained as well. So I just want to encourage everybody to try to come out tomorrow night to watch our seniors play.
Coach, I appreciate you sitting in with us. Thank you so much. And, hey, good luck tonight and moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.